Hello everyone, welcome back. I had done a tutorial on making a 3D logo using the couple of the new nodes in DaVinci Resolve here, the S polygon and the extrude node, and obviously it's the same on both sides. And somebody had left a comment saying they wanted to make one with their logo, but it had text on it, and obviously with text on it, the backside is going to read backward. So I'm going to show you how to do it here. This is a PNG transparent picture of my logo. 600 by 600 is a good size. I wouldn't go much bigger than that. I already put a solid color generator under there to save some time, and I have my PNG picture there. I am on a 30-second per second frame rate, frames per second, I should say. And this clip is 5 seconds long. At the end, I am going to make it so we can stretch this clip as long as you'd like, and it will continue to play. So with that said, we'll get started. For those of you that don't know me, I have to use this on-screen keyboard due to health reasons. Drag your media in up into the viewer 1, or you can hit this little button. We have to mask the outer perimeter of this with a polygon node, S polygon node, so we'll go ahead and start with that. So click away right about here, hit Shift Spacebar, and type in S polygon. You can also outsource your picture and save it as a SVG file. It saves, basically what it does is it saves your masking. You just don't have to do it here. But I don't find this really any harder, so I just went ahead and masked this out. With that node selected, like I said up here, a 600 by 600 is a good size. After you close the loop, you have those little handles to make that fit. If you hold down the control button, you can manage those handles much better. Only one will move at a time, not both. I know most of you probably already know this, but I figured I'd point it out because I'm sure some don't. And we actually should go up here and select the Modify Only tool so you don't click on your polyline and make another joint. That helps protect that. Then if you come up here to the fifth icon where it says done, you can lock it. I'm a little off here. What you can do is select the Modify Only tool. Highlight that section, and you can use the arrows to move it. If you see there, I closed that right up nicely. Okay, now with that node still selected, the S polygon, hit Shift Spacebar, and type in Extrude. That's the node that gives us depth excursion. And with that highlighted, if you look up in the inspector, you'll see here we have everything that you would have in any normal 3D text. Extrusion depth, subdivisions, bevel depth, bevel width, and smoothing angle. I'm going to set mine in a minute here. We'll get back to that. Now select the Merge 3D, Camera, and Render. We're going to add 2 lights to the scene. So with the Merge node selected, shift spacebar and type in directional. The reason why I'm having 2 is because we're going to animate this by rotating the camera around the logo. And in doing so, you're going to want a light behind the subject, or it'll be dark back there when the camera rotates back there. Take your render into Viewer 2. Select the camera node. Go to Transform in the inspector. Under Translation, Z-axis, and we'll back the camera up. And you'll start seeing it in Viewer 2. Just bring it back to whatever size you'd like. Now we'll go to the top directional light. Actually, let's go back to the camera node. And we have to select Use Target. Really important here because, like I say, we're going to rotate the camera around the logo. Back to the directional light. We'll make that the front one. So go to Transform in the inspector. Same thing, Translation, Z-axis, and we'll move that light back some. But before we do so, select the Use Target. And you can also just grab them by the handle in case you don't know. I'm sure most of you do. I find them very intuitive and much easier to work with than using those dials in the inspector. You want to angle something like that. And then select the other directional light. Same thing in the inspector under Transform. Translation, Z-axis, and we're going to go to the left with the dial. So it goes behind. Once again, select Use Target. That way everything will be pointing directly at the target. We want them two lights to be pointing pretty much directly at each other. And let's go ahead and turn the intensity down some. Gonna have to do it anyways. So select one of the nodes. Go to Controls in the inspector. Take the intensity down to right around between 6 and 7 for now. And we'll do that with both of them. Okay, and I'll click away up here. Select the image plane. Cut the line from your media in to media out. Connect the render node into the media out. Let's add another merge between these two. I'll select that extrude node and select merge up on the toolbar and connect that into there. Then select the image plane node. If you don't already know, when you adjust these, if you want to make it more fine-tuned, hold down the Alt key and you can adjust it single digitally if you use the value, not the dial. It won't move the dial if you have that down. I'm going to go with that for now. Let's animate the logo with the camera. That way we can move it. We can turn it in circles easier. So select the camera node. Hit Shift Spacebar. And type in transform. Make sure it's connected. Make sure your playhead is at frame 0. Also make sure your transform node is still selected. Then go to the inspector under rotation, y-axis, and set a keyframe. Bring your playhead all the way to the end. And I like going 1.5 times in 5 seconds. Seems about right. It will be playing faster in this video because I'm speeding the edited video up. So it's going to look faster than what it really is. Now I'm going to rotate mine to the left to 540. Okay, the next thing we need to do, we probably should have done a little earlier on. Select the extrude node. I'm going to put the excursion depth right in the middle at 0.1. Now select the image plane node again. Actually, let's go back to extrude. We're going to change the bevel depth and the width. I like 0.0063. But you can set yours to your liking. Okay. Now select the image plane again. Take your playhead all the way to frame 0 so we're looking at it correctly. Okay, we'll leave it for now. You can rotate it and look like I am in viewer 2. I'm right against it. That looks real good. Now click away right here and select another image plane. And you can either copy your media in node and paste it right here, or just grab your picture and bring it on down again. And connect them like that. Now we want to move the playhead a little bit so we can see the backside in viewer 2. And then select the image plane node in the inspector under transform. Okay, I think that looks good. But as you see, the logo on the backside is backward. So what we'll do, select the media in 2 And come up here on the toolbar and select transform. It's just a 2D transform. Make sure it's connected. Go over to the inspector and select flip horizontal. And now if you look at viewer 2, you can read it. Okay, now I'll add some color to the extrude. Select that node. In the inspector under materials. Right at the very top it says override diffuse color. Check mark that, and now you'll have the ability to change the color. I'm going to make mine orange to match the perimeter of my logo. Now select the render node and go to the inspector and select enable lighting and shadows. I'm also going to add an ambient light to this. So select that merge, shift spacebar, and type in ambient. Now you don't want to get too carried away with this light because if you go too high, the colors don't look correct. So usually the default setting is good. Then you want to adjust the 2 directional lights accordingly. I'm going to extend this to show you that it will not keep rotating past the 5 seconds. So there it stops. Go back to the 5-second line and back to Fusion. Go up to the very top, open your spline. If you're seeing what I'm seeing here, where part of your spline box is closed off. Go to the very top right, there's a little indicator that says shrink. Select it and it will open your whole spline box window. You only have to select transform. Go over here to zoom to fit. You can just highlight them all if you want to select them that way. Or select this little box right here. It says select all. Then go to the left one where it says set relative. Select it. We'll go back to the edit page. Now you'll see it'll play the full duration. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I hope this helps out.